usual, Giant Pats Podcast. This is our season preview episode for the 25-26 season. As usual, we got Dante, we got Drew, and Kevin, and myself, Chris, here. Welcome, gentlemen.
Great to be back.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to my fifth season with the club.
5 years, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, moved here in 2021, in August of 2021. My first year was coming out of COVID, and 4 seasons later, it's now beginning my fifth season. I've seen how many games
I don't even know.
I think I'm closing it on 300 now.
Probably
Right, Drew?
around there.
You'd be close.
Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, I'd be probably not quite there because I don't do every game with you, but
100 at least? You've
I'd
seen
say
100
it's
games
over
probably?
100 for sure. I'd probably be getting close to 200. I had a count going, but I lost it, so we'll we'll have to go back and figure it out. But time flies.
But I can only count on one hand how many road games you've done, so.
Yeah, well,
I got
couldn't
you!
go on the bus. And now
Never
I
came
can't
on the
go
bus. You've only come to Moose Jaw like 3 times. You came to Swift Current once.
Gas is expensive.
Never came to Saskatoon.
See, I want to go to Saskatoon. I'd like
Yeah,
to go.
you
up
would
to
like it there.
Saskatoon. Yeah.
You've never been to PA, that's far.
Dante is pretty much the longest serving Pat in the business side, the business office
Myself
part.
and Amy.
The longest serving.
Amy
That's
Kerr.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the longest serving on the team though.
Nope, Brad Haroff and Dale McMullen would be the longest serving hockey operations staff. Dale going into his 14th year. Brad now in his 11th year as a coach. Started off as a video coach, assistant coach, and now head coach of the team. This is his 3rd year as the head coach. So, and then I guess it would go Gord Cochran. I think this is his 10th year.
Yeah, something like that. He's
Yeah.
been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the podcast. I don't know, we'll go back to 20, so 6 years of the podcast.
2018 wasn't it when you guys started?
Well,
Memorial Cup year?
Yeah, we did Memorial Cup. That was a half season. So 19-20 would have been the first year. So 7 years podcast.
7-ish years.
Yeah. So, but speaking of PA, that's a good road barn. Like I've been there once and it ended up being a Pats game. Just randomly picked a Pats game that some friends wanted
When
to
I
go to.
was a kid, and the Blades were playing Prince Albert in the playoffs, made the mistake of going in there with Blades gear on. Growing up in Saskatoon, so
Yeah.
and it didn't matter what your age was. I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I was
You heard it, eh?
the first time I was intimidated probably by adults in my life. So, but hey, they're nice people. But when the game's on, watch out, and they're gonna have a good team this year. So, and the Pats play them in their home opener. So, it's gonna be a tough test for the first game on home ice.
Yeah, we just seen PA twice here, and they took it to the Pats a little bit in the preseason. But so talk about this team. Not a ton of changes, obviously. Not a lot of guys left. There weren't any surprise leaves. Nobody going to NCAA from the Pats. One of the few teams that didn't lose a player this year. But maybe just general thoughts, I think, from Kevin and Dante about the training camp, since Drew and I weren't able to make much of it at all.
Go ahead, Dante.
You want me to go?
Go for
I got some thoughts.
Go for it. You saw it all. I saw scrimmages.
Well, I mean, I was running around and stuff like that, but, from being around the hockey operations staff, being around the players, and, watching all of the scrimmages, and of course, watching the rookie game in Swift Current, I think there were 2 players in particular that stood out the most, and these are 2 young players that had to earn their spot on the roster for opening night, which is Friday. Mathis Paul being one, and Shea Rollison being the other. And then you look at 2 older players that came in as free agent invites that obviously impressed because they're still standing, and they were both signed last week. Ellis Mayette, who was on the all-rookie team in the AJHL last year, was a point-per-game player. And then Jonas Cohn, who came over from high school hockey in Minnesota, which, again, I've never watched high school hockey in Minnesota, but a lot of people do say that it's a pretty high level. So we'll see how those 2 players transition to the WHL. So I think those players are the 4 players that probably impressed the most because they had to earn their spot on the team. Other than that, I think Cruz Nicolay and Charlie Leonard came as advertised. Austin Sheehan looked pretty good. Those were 3 guys that they picked in last year's WHL draft. We didn't have a ton of eyeballs on Malin Wiley. He got a concussion early in camp and wasn't able to play. Liam Pugh played in camp. He came as advertised. Maddox Schultz is Maddox Schultz.
Maddox Schultz is Maddox Schultz.
Not going to say that I was disappointed with Logan Henry. I just don't think he's there. His development path is much different than, say, Schultz and Pugh.
Yeah,
there's a different style of player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those two guys are at the top for a reason, and he's at the bottom of the first round. There's a difference, right?
Just thinking about the 09s, Owen Sena, I think he needs to get bigger, a little bit stronger, but...
So skilled, but he just needs to get a little bigger.
Yeah, he got pushed around a lot in Swift Current, I thought at least. And I think he played I think he played in Brandon that preseason game. Same with Hordichuk. He needs to get a little bit bigger. Those are two guys that should play on the team at 17 next year. Just thinking about some of the other 09s, Cohen Hamby's going to play, this year with the Calgary Canucks in the AJHL, so it'll be a good opportunity for him as a 16-year-old. He's another promising player. Aiden Wagner and Sam Failer, I thought looked pretty good in training camp, but they're going to go back and play, Wagner with the Blazers and Failer, playing up in Warman. And yeah, other than that, Drake Mooney, he stuck around for a long time. He'll probably be their first call-up for a goaltender. He's up in PHA, so yeah, I think lots to look forward to as far as the prospect pool is concerned.
Yeah,
and the roster looks good too.
I agree with Dante with pretty much everything he said. The thing with having all the kids is that there was pretty much no spots open. When you bring in Mayette and you bring in Cone, you bring in Manuel Shams on defense.
There's another guy.
There's no spots. So, congrats to Mathis Paul for breaking the door down and taking the 16 role. Schultz,
obviously, I didn't see him play, but he put up how many 9 goals or something
in the training camp?
Yeah, right.
He was a beast with the kids. He good.
Stood out, hey. So.
And he didn't stand out last year when he played some games in the regular season, but he did hold his own from what I remember.
He's got the size, right?
He has that size already, so
he hits everybody, which is nice.
He's a very physical player, so you could tell that he had a good chance at cracking this roster.
He smoked. His compete level's high. He smoked a couple PA players in Prince Albert. I thought he had I think he was playing on a line with Connor Bear and might have been Eglin. And they were just you couldn't outwork those three guys.
Yeah. That's good to see because sometimes, he's got some skill too, obviously, and some of those younger skill guys really need work on that grit side of things, right? They skill their way through minor hockey, and then they come to the WHL level where not everybody can skill at this level, right? And you need to have something else in your game. So that's nice to see. He's got size and can do that as well. What else you got there, Kevin? From training camp.
I liked Appleby as well. I thought he did pretty well.
Yeah.
I know he's still unsigned, but you never know with him. He's only 16.
He's got the size, and he's pretty good on the puck. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes with him.
But I think there's potentially some depth. I mean, the door's not closed on Kaiserowski as he goes back. I think he's going to play Junior A this year, and don't forget about a guy like Appleby, Mooney, Sheehan. They've got some depth in net. To me, for the first time in a while. Yeah. Again, you never know with goalies, but honestly, I haven't seen this much depth in that position since I've been a part of the organization.
It's been a while.
It's been pretty thin back there for a while. Yeah, not a lot of quality, that's for sure. So, yeah, like you said, not a lot of guys moving on, so not a lot of spots. And I'd like to touch on maybe some of these new guys that are making this team, like the Miette. Dante touched on him, and he was all-rookie team in the AJHL last year. He had, I think it was 12 goals with Drumheller. A local kid, had a pretty good season with the Pat C's. What did you like from him, Kevin?
I liked his work ethic. He seemed to be one of the guys that always had the puck. He's got some skill. He's got a weird skating stance. He skates upright. It's kind of different. But I liked him. I liked how he always seemed to win face-offs. Always had the puck. So I know it's training camp. So training camp compared to regular games is totally different. But I liked what I saw in training camp from him. He is 19. He's a rookie, but he's played against guys that are older. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, he's got junior level experience. So yeah, like you said, like Dante said, a guy like Cone coming in from high school, don't know what that's going to bring.
Or
but
Shams playing junior
Germany-
hockey in
in
Germany,
right? Yeah,
like whatever that level's like.
yeah. I think he had. I looked up his EP page today. He'd played U20 and then he'd played some DL3, a few games of DL3. So
He's older too. He's an
yeah,
06.
right?
Cohn's an 07 rookie. Mayette is a 2006 rookie. Like,
I mean, and it's across the league. There's going to be every
Lots
team's
of
going to have
older
2 or
guys.
3 guys, older rookies, right? That
Lots
you know,
of-
okay,
right across the CHL.
yeah, right. So be interesting to see. It's going to be tough to gauge some of these teams because who knows what some of these players bring or don't bring for
Exactly.
their team. They can make 2 or 3 of these guys can make or break a team, to make the playoffs or the top 4 spot. So it'd be interesting to see what team were able to scout and bring in a good quality rookies, right? So we talked about the goaltending. It's got some depth. Pine didn't play a ton in the preseason, only the 1 game. But Tabashnik got a lot of run. He played back to back in Brandon, and then in Brandon. What did you guys like from him?
yeah, the one thing that stood out to me was the rebound control was pretty strong. He's fairly athletic. He has a little bit of size. He's obviously going to want to prove himself this year because, unfortunately, due to goaltending depth in Red Deer, he never really got a clear opportunity to play there. He was a part of the organization for parts of 3 seasons and played 15, 16, and 17 with the Regina Pack Canadians and won a TELUS Cup last year. So now it's his first real shot at playing junior hockey. He traps the puck, from what I've been told, talking with Max Paddock. Max has worked with him a lot over the course of the summer. Max and him have built a strong relationship, just like he and Kelton Pine have. But Kelton was dealing with a little bit of an injury during training camp, so he didn't have the chance to play just the Saturday game against Prince Albert. Drake Mooney played twice, once in relief of Tabashnik. But yeah, I think he'll hold his own. But he's probably only going to play, 20, maybe 20 at the most, 15 to 20 games this year. I think the expectation is that Pine's going to play 45. Last year he played 41 games. I think the expectation is that Pine plays 50 games this year as a 20-year-old.
Yeah, for sure.
That's more of an expectation. It's definitely an expectation that the starter, you're 20, going to play.
Yeah, especially you're only allowed to have 3. So usually if you have a 20-year-old goalie. On Pat's TV, when myself and Kelly Rempel were recording today, we asked Dale about the team, and he went through goaltending, defense, and forwards. And when he talked about goaltending, he said that he wants Kelton Pine to have a season like Max Hildebrand did last year at 20 and earn either a pro opportunity or potentially an NCAA opportunity just like Max did.
Yeah, for sure. At 20, yeah, like you said, Kevin, he's a 20, so he's got to be key player in this team, right?
Exactly. He's got to play.
We've seen some 20-year-old goaltenders get cut in this league that were pretty good. And move on to
Austin Elliott.
Exactly.
off to other opportunities that panned out for him. So
Going back to Tabashnik real quick, just saw him play in the blue and white game in the preseason shutout over Moose Jaw, and he seems like one of those guys that doesn't get caught at a position very often. So I don't know if you want to call that more traditional style, and it's not that Tim Thomas floppy athletic style where you're all over the place, but he seems like he's one of those guys that knows the positioning well and knows the angles very well, and is not going to be someone that gets caught on the opposite side of the crease very often. So
Not caught swimming, eh?
Yeah, not caught swimming, if you want to put it that way. So I think when he does come in and play, it's not going to be like, our backups and we're in trouble. It's going to be, okay, we got a good, solid number 2 here that's going to play, and he's going to give us a chance. And, I mean, Kelton Pine, we all know when he's hot, what he's capable of. There were times last season, especially throughout, I think it was October and November, where the talk was he's one of the top goaltenders in the league, and he didn't get that credit, obviously, because the amount of shots he was facing was some nights a lot. But when he's hot, he can easily be one of the top goaltenders in the league.
yeah, we talked about him at the mid-season show that we had, and he was holding the team in it because the team was really struggling offensively, and they're going to need him again this year. I mean, I think there's a little more offensive production out of this team than last year.
Hopefully.
But we'll start on the D. You look at it now, there's a lot of experience. Like we talked about, Shams and Cohen are rookies, but there's a lot more experience. You know, you got all these 18s, Smith, Peranich, Shams, Hamilton, and then you got your Bridgman at 19 and McNutt at 20. So there's a lot of experience there. They're not going to be as raw as they were last year. So hopefully that lends itself to keeping the puck out of the net, helping Pine and Tabashnik, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think there's some offensive threats back there as well with Matt Peranich, and I think Reese Hamilton's going to come in extremely motivated just because of, you know, he did get an NHL opportunity with the Jets, but just because of what happened with the draft, you know, he's going to want to come in and prove himself and maybe be a guy that gets picked a year late. But his skating ability, I think he can go end to end some nights, so he's going to provide some offense from the blue line. And Matt Peranich is just an offensive-minded defenseman, so if we're thinking the scoring is going to come up or bump up a notch or two up front, I think there's two pretty decent offensive threats on the blue line as well.
Yeah, I think Matty P can do his thing. You know, one guy that I've talked to the coaches about that they believe is actually going to provide some offense and get some assists this year, just by the byproduct of the Pats being a better team, is Colton Bridgman, because they say his puck moving ability is actually very good in terms of getting the puck out of his zone and getting it up to the forwards.
Yeah, maybe he'll score more than one goal this year.
Better.
Wait till the end of the season.
We love you, Colton.
But didn't Dayton DeChamps have 4 or 5 goals last year? So that doesn't sound like much, but for a 17-year-old,
there's another guy.
That's not bad.
He's got a little bit of offensive side to him.
You know, you think about his physical play, but you know you can't turn your head away from 5 goals from a 17-year-old defenseman.
Yeah,
so
no, for sure.
That's tough to do in this league, this day and age. So there's definitely some offensive threat back there as well.
And
But
don't count out Ephraim McNutt.
Yeah, he can chip in.
I think
he's played some power
He
play.
led all Pat's defensemen in scoring last year.
Exactly. So
30 points.
He'll be 20. So maybe he'll carry some offense into this year.
Hopefully this season,
Like Parker Berg did.
Yeah. Get a much better opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of ice time as the 20. So, going back to Hamilton, I think maybe hopefully with a clear vision for this off season and going into this coming season, you know, he's a Pat, he knows where he's at, and whatever happened in Calgary is behind him now. Like that's behind him, and now he's coming in. Hopefully he can, like I said, take that opportunity from Winnipeg and build on that and have himself a really good season, and whatever happens after that goes from there. So.
And the motivation has to be there. He's gonna want to prove it. Like you said, he's gonna want to prove something.
Yeah.
So prove his doubters wrong.
For sure. All right, now the forward group. Just a new addition today. Dace Durkach. Little trade. Dale bringing in his son. So only an interesting move because it brings in another 07. Like that.
It's not like they have very many of them.
Well, they got rid of 2, and then they brought in 1. I mean, LaSalle released. They traded Ashton Brown.
Yeah.
Traded Kuzma in the summer.
Yeah, unfortunately losing a 17 and 08. That's a little bit of a tough one. But, that 07 group was packed.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Like, I talked to Dale and Tristan about this, and they pointed out, like, the landscape's changing so much that, yes, you want to draft and develop, and that's the model, but with guys coming and going and players opening up the door to play in the WHL, let's say an older age, like a Mayette as an example, right? It, like, the windows are A, shorter, number one, and B, like, you can change your team
a little quicker.
Yeah, especially
Turnover,
if an American player becomes available that you list.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe you're able to get, you know, now you can have, I know the import draft didn't go as most teams would have planned. From what I understand, and you can look, like, most of the guys that got picked in the first round in this year's import draft, like, didn't sign, which is, like, unheard of. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to touch on, too. I forgot about that. But, yeah, and the thing is, you almost can't plan for 3 years out now because you don't know what your roster is going to look like in 3 years. You don't know that these 16s are going to be here at 19, right? Half of them could be gone. 3/4 of them could be gone. You have no idea.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
so it'll be interesting how this
Matt Peranich committed, and he could go next year, or he could go the year after. You just don't know.
Yeah,
what does that
exactly.
team need? Like, what does Bowling Green need? Are they like, you know what, you can play your 19-year-old. Actually, no, you can go back and play at 20.
Yeah.
Or no, we want you at 20. Or no, actually, we want you after this year.
Yeah,
like, you don't know.
Yeah, who knows who moves on from them to trickle down to us, right? So it's going to be interesting, right? It's once everything gets settled after 2-3 years, there isn't so much roster flux. It might start to see what the landscape will be like. Will this be a little bit of a younger but more talented league?
Or is it going to be a whole bunch of 1 year, one and done older guys that decide the NCAA isn't quite for them yet? Or
because in 2-3 years, you're not going to get these junior A guys coming at 19, right? They're going to be in the league already.
Exactly.
So it's going to be, it's definitely going to be interesting. But yeah, so we talk about like next year, though, all these guys are going to be 19, so this team is going to be pretty good, hopefully. You think about all these guys with some talent that at that age that should be really pushing this team into the upper half of the playoff structure.
And I think like you're going to see Clausen and Lancer take a significant step this year, but next year, like those are going to be top forwards for your group because we've heard the coaching staff say nothing but good things about both of those guys as well. So those are gonna be some really big impact players, not only this year but next year as well too. So those guys maybe didn't score as much as they could have last year, but it was tough for this team to score last year. But those were two guys that looked wise beyond their years when they were getting ice time. They're very smart players. And that's going to correlate in some pretty impressive numbers, I think, for both of those guys as well.
Yeah, especially the second half from both of them, right? It was
Clausen started putting up, stretches where he was a point
he got hurt.
player, and then he got hurt.
Exactly, right. That was
missed the last bit there. Yeah, and obviously it was a tough year for Zach Lansard personally, but I was just really excited about those two guys.
Yeah, all three of the 16s last year looked good, especially in the second half. So. But yeah, and then you look at the top end, like Caden Brown, he's got to put up some numbers this year, right? Like he's a 20. He was one of the better forwards last year. I think he should be able to continue that and should be the best forward on this team. Like him and Mays probably.
And we know Keats Fawcett can score because he did it when he was young in Calgary. Yeah. So if he can find that touch now as a 19-year-old, he can be a top scorer too.
Yeah, find the consistency, right?
Yeah, I think Fawcett, he spent a lot of time off the ice, on the ice this offseason, working with Next Level Hockey and, training in Regina, working hard with Tristan in the offseason and improving his game and, getting faster, bigger, stronger. And I think he's come to camp, well prepared. So that's nice to see. I think Julian Mays had a big summer as well. I know, from talking to Caden Brown, he played with, he's good friends of Zach Funk. He played with Chase Wheatcroft, who had big 20-year-old seasons in Prince George. I mean, for whatever reason in Prince George, they always get huge 20-year-old seasons. Vallis had one last year too, right? So, Caden and I shared this conversation, and he's like, I'm not saying that he's going to score close to 70 goals like Zach Funk did 2 years ago, but Caden Brown understands how important his last year is going to be, and it's the same goes for Pine, the same goes for McNutt as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just those guys, they realize it's their last kick of the can, and they have got all that experience, and they know how to put it together. And sometimes it just takes them 4 or 5 years to figure it out. But every player is different, right? They peak in whatever it takes to get to that level and go from there. And I know Drew and I were talking about the blue and white game. Mays, he could be a 100-point guy. It's just, does this team have enough finishers that
65 of those would be assists,
probably.
Exactly. Because he's
70.
He's a good vision.
65, 70 assists. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we got to make these other guys for Mays.
You think he can get 70 assists?
Well, as long as these other guys can finish, right? That's the thing. These other guys got to finish.
It's a lot of assists. Connor Bedard had 70 assists. Guys, let's.
But I mean, he's
relax
got
a little bit.
But Bedard also shot 45 times a game.
And Rob Vanstone once said that Julian
he had
Mays
71 goals and 72 assists that year. So.
Rob Vanstone said in one of our broadcasts last season that Julian Mays could be a 100-point player. I kind of put him around 85, 90, but he's got some great visions. So
this year yet, but we'll see.
Maybe not this year. But if he's playing next year, and you have Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh playing full time with 34 games of experience under their belt, then yeah, I'm getting some good gestures from Dante, so I'm gonna let him talk now and share what he
I
thinks
got
about
nothing.
that.
I'm good. You can keep going, buddy.
So
It's going to be an interesting season points wise. Like, they need to find consistency in scoring. They need to find someone that'll score. Hopefully Brown and Mays and those guys, like in Klassen and Lansard, step up. Got to have guys like Panalakis being consistent. We're talking about Egeland. Egeland has potential to be a really good player. Lots of points there, potentially. Connor Bear showed signs at the beginning of last year. He had 5 goals in the first half or whatever, and then nothing in the last half. If he can put his game together, that's another piece.
Right.
That could,
this year it could be a team that scores by committee, where there's lots of 45, 50-point guys, just the way some players' development is going. And the next year and the year after is where you could see some players really, really step it up points-wise. So if everybody kind of chips in here and there, and you have a bunch of guys get to 15 to 25 goals, around 45, 50 points, that's going to be maybe a big key to success this year for this team. Because there's players that are right on the cusp of stepping up and being big-time offensive threats, but maybe just not quite there yet.
but they need to step up.
That's
the thing.
they need to.
And whoever we're talking about need to find that next step.
And you hope they use each other for motivation. Like there's friendly competition in locker rooms all the time. You know, you don't focus solely on it because you are a team, but you see the other guy put up 2 goals and an assist one night. You want to go out and do that as well. So if you can feed off of each other's momentum, that can help generate that and push that forward, and then you can get to that place that you want to be.
Yeah, I wonder, like a guy like Panalakis, does he have another huge step? Like he came in here with 3 career goals, right? And what did he have last year?
15.
Yeah,
14
right?
with the Pats.
14 with the Pats, right? So does he have another 15-goal jump this year? I don't know if he has that much, but that's a guy that really jumped off the map at us last year. So some of these other guys, can they find that consistency to put up 15 goals next year, 15 to 20? But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. And now you talk about Schultz and Pugh, they're going to be playing, about half the games, and so 2 guys are going to be sitting out. I mean, there's always going to be injuries and stuff, so you're going to have a little bit of a bigger roster. Guys be in and out of the lineup. I wonder if that can play into things in a good way, or sometimes it can be a bad way, right? Guys sitting out, but it'd be interesting how they manage that. And it sounds like they're both going to be playing the same games if they're both available, obviously injury wise and such. But so you're going to have 2 regulars, quote unquote, out there. So be interesting how they handle that situation, and even for the kids to handle it too.
And how does Zach Moore do this year?
13 goals last year.
He's 19. Yeah. He had an off-season injury or whatever happened there. He wore the green jersey for the first part of training camp. But it'd be nice to see him step up, be a leader, whatever the plan is for captain. Dante's not giving any secrets.
No, I actually don't know.
Okay, well, that helps.
No, I swear on the grave, like I don't know.
I don't expect you to.
Yes,
if you do know.
that is on my to-do list for tomorrow.
Find out
Who
Yes.
the captain
plan
is.
out. Yeah.
But
I mean, I had like, just to be transparent, like obviously I do the releases and all that kind of stuff, so I would ask. I had asked the other day, was it yesterday, and they said that they were going to have a decision hopefully by Thursday.
Okay.
That was what I heard.
Yeah, you think more, maybe Caden Brown,
More
McNutt?
Bridgman and McNutt are probably my 3 wearing letters. So that's my guess, if I had to guess. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
that makes sense.
Yeah, Brown was wearing a letter before he came here in Everett
Yeah.
as a younger guy. So, but
That's
yeah,
right, yeah.
that would be my kind of 4 as well, right? Maybe a younger guy too. You never know.
And you see teams.
You don't know how they're all in the room, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't know who's the actual leader per
and you
se,
see
right?
teams rotate in A, where there's 3 that are alternate captains, and
Yeah.
then they rotate the 2 A's through the 3 players. So that's also possible too.
As long as they don't do a co-captain thing, that
Oh,
drives
please.
me up the wall.
No.
Some teams do it.
Yeah.
I know they do.
Don't.
What if we do it?
10
Convince them
A's?
not to do it.
What if the Pats do it?
There's a limit. Yeah, there's
2
definitely a
C's,
limit.
6 A's.
Yeah, you can't go past 1 captain and 3 alternates. I'm okay with rotating 2 A's through 3 players, but anything more than that, and you're kind of just taking it
it's-
a little bit too far. So that's a lot of work to do on the sewing machines before and after every game. So there's that too.
What about alternates? Like, can you have a home? Like last year, the Pats did home alternate, away alternates.
That's
Yeah,
what,
they had-
and that's
yeah,
what I
they-
mean.
That's
when
fine
you
with
have-
me.
2 home or
Yeah.
2 away, or
Yeah.
And
Two
one
main.
permanent
yeah, 1 permanent.
captain, 1 permanent, 2 home, 2 away. That's
Yeah.
still that's a whole bunch of captains.
Yeah, I know.
I guess if you have that many leaders in the room, it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
as long as there's only 1 seat, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And if they don't have it decided by the first game, hey, hopefully by the home opener that they'll have it settled and figured out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you need to have the captain lead the team out on the ice, right? Kind of thing. So
Yeah, it's interesting. Last year, the team, after trading Tanner Howe, opted to not name a captain.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's fine.
They had 3 or 4 alternates.
yeah.
well, last year the team also made 18 trades, so
Yeah, like
Good luck.
Whitehead
finding
was an
some
alternate.
consistency in
Babcock
your
was an
room, yeah.
alternate.
Yeah. You're 2 older guys. and
Moore.
Zach Moore was.
Yeah.
So
So,
And-
that's-
That made sense though. Like that,
yeah,
yeah.
you have so many new players coming and going. There's no point in trying to throw the C on a guy for the rest of the season. Just didn't really make sense to me.
Going back to Zach Moore, he was someone that I talked a lot about when he first came from Saskatoon and last year, and then it kind of just seemed like, I don't know if he was playing hurt or if he just didn't have the motivation with the season that the team was having, but it was kind of a down year for him as well too, I think, even though he still had 13 or 14 goals. So he might kind of have a little bit of Reese Hamilton motivation, obviously with a different reason, but he could come in and maybe this is the year that he can
well,
pop 20 goals.
we know, like, I think I asked Brad about this, but like, what we have to remember is the team struggled to score offensively. So, if your team's not going to score, then players aren't going to have great offensive years. It's just the way it is. If
Exactly.
you're last in goals for, which is where the team was, right?
Yeah, nobody's gonna have an outstanding season.
No one's going to have an outstanding season.
Let
In
alone
fact,
3 or
I was
4.
updating my notes
Exactly,
today.
yeah.
The Pats gave up less goals last year than they did the year before. Right?
But it
Goaltending
is-
was not very good the year before
Yeah.
with Pine and Huey. I mean, they both really didn't do very well.
Yeah, they were better this year, or this past season, right? So,
Um,
but did they? Now scoring, did they score about the same amount of goals
No.
as 2 years ago?
They scored way less.
They scored less, but gave up a few less. So, yeah, all right. Hopefully, we can go the other way this year. More
Yeah.
goals.
So in saying that, you look at, some of these younger players you expect could score some goals, some older players that could potentially score. Like, the team needs to get back to having multiple 20-goal scorers at minimum. And I got off topic a bit, but where Zach Moore is going to score his goals is in front of the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he scored essentially all of his goals. If you go look up, I did a Zach Moore highlight pack, all of his goals from the past season, they're all literally in front.
They're not fancy. But
No, they're not
they all
fancy.
count.
He's good on the power play, net front, but
Yeah.
like you have to have guys that have the ability to,
To be able to score in that position.
Yeah,
You can have
for him
somebody
to get a
stand there.
rebound.
Yeah. Right.
yeah. So if that doesn't happen, then he's just not a guy that's going to drive the offense. He's a different type of player.
Complimentary
But
player.
when he throws his weight around, which he's a more physical
do.
player than I think a lot of people give him credit for, he seems to generate that momentum because he comes out and he can really throw some big hits. We've seen him do it in the past, so he can generate his own offense that way too. I think he's just got to do it, and didn't see a ton of it last year for whatever reason, and that's okay. Last year's in the past, but when he starts throwing
Thankfully.
the body around, when he starts throwing his weight around, he becomes a different player, and he just kind of can change the shape of a game. It's just for whatever reason, and he's a leader on this team, so you would expect him to do that kind of stuff this year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of high hopes. I think not high hopes, but a lot bigger hopes this year than last, obviously. And I don't know. Is this a playoff team?
So
Yes.
in our chat,
I think so.
I told you guys.
But we also
were
said that last
doing-
year and the year
yeah.
before. But no, in reality, given what's happened around the league, you'd have
I
to
mean,
expect.
Swift
They
Current
make the
lost
playoffs.
their top 7 scorers. Moose Jaw's behind Regina in their development. Lethbridge is going to take a big hit.
Yeah.
So there's a few teams
Calgary's
right there.
probably not going to be great.
If they keep Kindle, I think they're a playoff team. If they don't, then they might fall out of it. So I think the door is opened a little bit because of what some teams have been through with the NCAA stuff and just the turnover and stuff. So I've got Regina, and this wasn't because I was being biased. I put them in the 8th playoff spot, and that's ahead of Lethbridge, that's ahead of Moose Jaw, and that's ahead of Swift Current.
And then there's Red Deer. How good is Red Deer?
I put Red Deer at 7th.
Yeah, right. They don't score any goals, and they just lost their captain, kind of their leader as well. And then you look at Saskatoon's going to be good, PA's going to be good, Edmonton's going to be good for sure.
And Brandon.
Brandon, right?
Brandon's gonna be
Those
decent,
four,
yeah.
they should be the top four.
Brandon
And then
probably wins the East Division, and Edmonton wins the Central Division,
yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
So I think Saskatoon's going to be sneaky good this year.
But for
Two
Regina,
19-year-old goalies.
What's that?
Two 19-year-old goalies in Saskatoon.
for the Pats to get that last playoff seed this year and then play a team that's contending to maybe go deep in the playoffs, like say an Edmonton or a Brandon, it could be good for them, because when you make the playoffs with a bunch of guys that haven't played the playoffs, you want to see a good team and see what it takes to compete in the playoffs. And then the next year you go in wanting to be one of those teams, and you can go back to that experience. And you don't want to compare yourself to another team because you're worried about yourself, but you see what it takes to go far into the playoffs. And so sometimes it's good to go in as one of those bottom seeds when you're just coming through a rebuild and playing one of those championship contending teams. So it could be a tough first round series if they do get that last spot, but you got to look at the positives, and it's going to benefit them for their own experience going into the next year, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like with all those going to be 19-year-olds next year, like the team's going to be loaded unless there's another 15 trades this year.
Hope not.
Can't see that happening, especially if you want to get some chemistry to make a run next year and the year after.
And
so.
you have these older guys, a team that's going to be, because next year you're going to be making a run no matter what, because you got so many 19.
Mm-hmm.
You assume you're going to have a whole bunch of 19s. You can't say for sure. Like you said, Matty P's got a commitment now. He could be going next year. You never know, right?
Hamilton could end up going playing pro. So.
Come on, Drew.
He might.
No, it's not happening. He's not playing pro at 19.
He
Drew.
might.
No, not he might. It's not happening.
It'll be great to have him here at 19, but
no, it's great. It's happening. Like,
come
on. Let's write that down. Let's write it down.
Guys, you guys are getting way too ahead of yourselves right now.
He's not going pro. Maybe he goes NCAA, but not pro.
It's not happening either.
So.
We're talking about my guys here.
They all leave at some point, Dante. They all leave at some
not
point.
yet.
I'm not saying now, but
I'm just saying. Reese is a pack.
He's trying to hang on to him. So, what else do you want to touch on? I forgot about the import draft. It's kind of unfortunate having the 4th overall pick and the player not reporting that. That's a tough one, right? You assume you're going to get a player. You should be able to have a pick of the litter and having a guy that's at least going to come, right? And unfortunately, that's tough. It's been a struggle with the imports lately, last few years, but it is what it is. I don't know. Would have had some experience and some more experience in net. It would have been an interesting situation there, but
not really experienced, because he'd be brand new. He'd be a rookie too.
Yeah, he would be a rookie. He played in the USHL,
but he's a rookie. USHL is not junior A.
Yeah, junior A-ish, right? But
it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's tough. But I mean, we got one import this year, so see how that plans out. And
it's funny. It's like you're calling the Hensey guy in Prince Albert a rookie, and he's drafted by San Jose. Exactly. He played in Penticton.
Yeah. But what else do we need to touch on? I know, Kevin, you said when back at training camp, Schultz, he's head and shoulders above the other guys, right? Like the other young guys. Like even to Pew, you said, you can tell.
Oh yeah, he was by far the best rookie out there.
Yeah.
He was probably one of the better players overall in main training camp. Dante, right? Schultz.
Oh yeah.
The kid can skate. He's so good. He's
he flies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not afraid to play.
It's effortless.
Not afraid to play in the defensive zone either. He's all over the place.
So I was watching him in York in just a PK shift, and he literally held the puck inside Prince Albert's zone for like close to 40 seconds on his own. Every time they tried to break the puck up out of their own end, he would just get a stick on it. He would battle for it. He would force them back in deep. He would pin it up in the corner. Like, You don't see a star at 15 do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He is he's a different type of player. I can't wait not only to watch him in the WHL, but I can't wait to go to the Cooperator Center and watch both of those guys play for the Regina Pack Canadians.
And they're hosting Westerns too, so they're guaranteed spot there.
Play half the season and still
because
lead that
like
league in scoring.
So the guy had almost a goal per game last year. He had 43 goals in 44 games, 93 points. Pugh had 30 goals in 29 games last year in the JPHL. And these guys are going to play in the Sask U18 League at 15 when they already dominated as underagers. Like Maddox dominated
14.
this league last year. Like what else is he supposed to do?
Don't know.
I know he's not going to play all the games, but
No, I know.
like if you're the Pat Caesar, are you pretty much saying this is automatic win night or what is it? Like what would Ryan Hodges, their head coach, say?
Hopefully the rest of the team doesn't.
No, but they're a good team.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Oh, okay, we got Maddox and Liam tonight. Okay, the rest of us can coast.
I think they're going to be a good team.
They're going to be a decent
Montaigne
team.
and net, they have.
They lost a few guys.
They
They got Young
right?
reassigned from
Yeah,
Brandon.
that's a huge boost for them. But they still lost a few main guys. But who do you cover? Like you're playing against the Pack Canadians. Who do you go after? Do you go after try to cover Schultz or do you try to cover Pugh? You can't cover both.
I've heard they'll be strong. Who else is going to be strong?
Yeah.
Blazers?
Who knows? There's
I don't know.
still
Loose
still
jaw?
a lot of players that
I
could
don't
be
know.
sent back and stuff. But
Exactly right. You never know.
but the Pack Canadians did lose a few vets, a few older guys. So
Yeah, they lost Johnson and they lost Severson. He's going to play in Prince Albert this year.
Sirkan maybe.
Sirkan
potentially,
is
probably
a first round pick. He'll play in Brandon.
Yeah, exactly. So
what about
that's
the other defenseman?
Boston Tate.
Tate.
He's still
He's in
Wen-
Wenatchee.
He's still
Yeah,
in Wenatchee. So
he's
they,
still
they
there,
lost,
yeah.
they lost some key guys, but they have some guys coming in like Pugh.
But what
and
does
they
it
got-
matter to them if automatically these guys are going to play in their playoffs / in the TELUS Cup?
But they probably wanna be strong going into that too. So, well, we'll see. Like they got a few new
You don't
kids.
you
that
don't
are
think
gonna
you could
be
just
good.
throw those two guys on the ice and they'll just do whatever they want?
But like I said, who do you
Then they're-
cover if you put them together
Yeah.
on a line? Like you try to double team Schultz, then you got Pugh and vice versa. So it's like, what do you do? Who do you cover? What?
And it's two guys that are going to come in with chemistry too, because they've
Exactly.
already played 34 games together.
So what do you do in this situation? Do you split them up and you play Schultz on one line as a center and Pugh as a center on another line, or
it depends
Now, is
how
a
deep
Pugh a
you
centerman?
are. Yeah, if
They're
you've
both
got
center.
if you've
He
got
is.
a deep
Is he a
team,
good centerman?
well, I don't know.
you
We'll
can play
see.
them together. if
'Cause
you've
That's
got a
the
deep
one thing
team.
I noticed. So-
During training camp, they had them playing on the same line.
Yeah.
So they had
Okay,
England.
you're
with
forgetting
them.
about Riker Doka. He's a second round pick of Spokane.
Yeah,
He's on Patsy's.
They're gonna be okay.
Wiley.
They're missing guys from last year. They're missing their core guys.
Okay.
from
And they
last
just
year.
did win the national championship, so right, you're obviously losing some guys right at that level.
Exactly. So like they're gonna be good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not gonna be the same. But now, like I said, they got Pugh, so Pugh could.
Yeah, right.
You got Schultz scoring 40 or whatever goals last year. He could score 60 this year. Like who knows at that level.
I've heard Maddox Schultz's shot and Pugh's shot are like literally better than some pro guys' shots,
Probably.
and they're playing against U18 players.
Yeah.
You saw
Like if they can score in the WHL, they should be able to
Like,
score at that level.
yeah.
Well, they'll score that league
They'll
for
sc- yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
And I think Pugh is such a smart player. He doesn't have, because it's probably a more physical league than what he's used to going to the Sask U18 league. But he's
Oh,
such
yeah?
a smart player that.
I don't know. Going from
he-
junior A to triple A
But you come to
He wasn't
Saskatchewan.
junior, right?
that was
or whatever.
JPHL,
JPHL,
Outlaw League.
Whatever
it was
you classify
U18. It was
as.
U18.
Okay. Whatever you
It was
classify.
It was
as.
classified
It's-
as U18. Well, that was the age
It's a
group.
physical brand of hockey in Saskatchewan, really, no matter what level you're at. So, but he's such a smart player that he can figure his way around that. I think so. Those guys aren't going to have any trouble fitting in. It's going to be
No.
potentially coming and playing half the games and being in the top 5 and scoring in the whole league. So, that it's going to be fun to see that.
The one thing that I noticed with Schultz's game against Brandon, the preseason game, was his face-offs. Like, for being 15 and being a skill guy,
It's crazy.
he's good at face-offs, right? He's not just there to token take the face-off. He's there winning draws, and he was out on PP1 and PK1 against Brandon and winning those draws, which are huge on special teams.
Yeah, those two players are going to be really special.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty good this year, and next year I expect them to be like full force, like let's go.
Yeah, I know Maddox talked about, I didn't want to step into the
I kind of wish he
exceptional
did. I kind
status.
of wish both of them did, because I think it's going to be really difficult for them to juggle both schedules.
I was just about to
and
say
both
that.
teams to
gonna
juggle
say.
the schedules.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Is it?
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. He didn't
Practicing
wanna-
twice a day sometimes.
He didn't want to have the pressure of being exceptional status and all that. But now looking at it this way, what's gonna be harder? Like focusing on two teams or just focusing on one team, right? Yeah, you're 15 at the WHL level, but now going back and forth playing two teams, like I said, practicing with two different teams and just the workload, and it's got to be the adults in the room to say, hey, well, we gotta maybe slow down a little bit here or that, right? Because the kids are not gonna say no to going into practice or whatever.
Don't
The
need
other
them to
teams-
burn out.
Yeah, exactly, right? They won't say no to anything, so it's up to the adults in the room to
They're both
keep
playing
an eye
pad
on 'em.
school.
Yeah,
Dante?
they're in the rink.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's what I thought. Like, oh, man, this is gonna be a tough season for them. That on that side of things, right?
Workload wise, yeah.
Workload, yeah, and just playing with two different teams, right? So, but it is just hockey, right? Just go out and do the thing.
Exactly. But for Schultz, it might be just hockey. He might just want to go and do it.
Yeah,
Like I remember Bedard at training camp when he was here, didn't want to get off the ice. They wouldn't
no.
let they wanted
No.
him to stay off the ice, and he was walking out there with shorts and flip flops and shooting pucks
Yep.
for an hour before practices. and
right. When
stuff.
he got
It's
hurt
like-
in Chicago, they had to lock him with sticks so he wouldn't go on the ice, right? So
so it's like, you never. It might be good for him.
yeah,
So
who knows?
Pew don't know
Yeah.
enough about, but
No.
I'm sure.
He's the
sure-
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I'm sure they'll figure out a
Yeah, they
good
will
balance.
for sure. I was just like, oh man, that's gonna be a tough workload. So
But they want to be hockey players and they want to be great. So,
Exactly.
and it only makes the other kids around them better,
yeah,
because
for
they'll
sure.
say, well, if they're doing it, then I want to do it too. Look how good they
Exactly.
are.
Exactly. That makes sense.
And they'll just want to be around each other. They'll want to shoot pucks. They'll want to stay out as long as they can on the ice.
Yeah. No, be leaders at
And
that
they,
age,
they
right?
treat and they train and put their body in such great condition during the summer that they probably won't slow down. The only time I ever saw Connor slow down was in Game 7 against Saskatoon, but I think he was triple shifting.
What?
Triple
Really?
shifting. Did he
I think
leave
that was the
ice?
only time that he looked like he had nothing left in the tank.
Probably because he didn't.
Yeah, that was a tough series. That was a tough 7-game series.
100%, right? Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I don't think he ever missed a beat in the regular season. He was in great shape
Yeah.
to play 30-plus minutes a night.
Yeah.
And could be poised to take a decent step with the Blackhawks this year too.
Oh,
I hope so.
yeah, me too.
Well,
But
they're
they didn't
bringing
really.
in-
Just need some help, obviously.
They didn't do very
but
much to help them.
no,
So
they haven't.
Well, they got-
I don't
something's
want to
gotta
talk
be-
about the Blackhawks right now.
No, they got some young guys coming up, but they don't
They're
have any.
3-4 years away, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
this is his last year of his contract, right? So
He'll resign.
yeah,
So-
he's not going to go anywhere.
no, I'm not saying he isn't, but they signed Knight and they got a goalie and a couple other guys they've re-signed. So, but anyways, any other thoughts before we start to wrap it up? I think hopefully there's some more expectations around this team, around this city, and hopefully the city can get on board with some better hockey this year, hopefully. And yeah, what else you guys got?
on board with the Blue Brigade. Dante's got the T-shirt
Yeah, he's
on right
rocking the
now. I
t-shirt,
know
the brand
people
new one.
listening can't see it, but it looks good. So
Yeah, sign up.
Yeah.
Head to reginapats.com. If you sign up and join the Blue Brigade, you get one of these free T-shirts at the home opener. So, Chris, Kevin, sign up. And Drew.
I signed up as soon as the link was live.
Okay. So, Drew,
Dante
Chris, sign
reminded
I
up.
signed
me
up the
today,
other day.
Yeah.
You did? Okay,
I
Drew,
signed
sign
So,
up.
yeah, I'll sign
Let's
up
go.
here.
Wake up.
I'll do it while I'm driving home. Get pulled over, get the $500 ticket. But
Hey, is it worth it? I got a free T-shirt though.
Yeah.
You don't, Drew, come on. You want Rohan? Give a shout out to Rohan. He did this. This
did
is all-
Rohan design those?
Yeah.
Well, and the first thing I
Rohan
said,
came
that
up
they
with this
look
whole
good,
idea.
So
Really?
Roll.
Well, we can't use regiment anymore because the team's got that. So
I
mean, we
asked
can.
I asked Gord about it. He said you can.
yeah,
Don't.
it's a different league.
It's the same league though. It's a CHL, man.
I've been-
different rules.
I
you can't fight in that.
I call the team the Blue Brigade. That's another like way to I don't know how you describe that. Is this undertone or whatever?
Yeah, the military. Because I know Brampton, they used to always say the troops.
Yeah.
The Queen City Kids.
So.
Queen City Kids is where it's at.
Yeah. Right, Drew? Queen City Kids?
That one's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
People still
What
use
about the
that
Queen
one.
City Pinguinos? I'm trying to come up with a new baseball team name, so I want to call my team the Queen City Pinguinos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the provincial championship banner in Saskatoon.
Yeah,
Not-
or the Queen
not
City
too far down
Penguin.
the road,
Queen
so-
City Fat Cats.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
You like
Nicely.
that?
That one rolls
The
off
Queen
the
City
tongue
Fat
nicely.
Cats?
There we go.
I'm sure Ryan Smith would approve.
All right. Any closing thoughts, guys?
Well, one thing I will say is that you guys are going to have to find some new guests throughout the season because right now you've interviewed almost everybody. So.
Oh, well, there's a few on the list
Oh,
here.
okay. That
There's
you
a
haven't
few
done yet?
ones.
Yeah.
Few ones.
Yeah, there's a few that.
You're going to have to do a sit down with Dale.
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
Dale.
For sure.
Ask him about how Saskatoon dropped him and Portland picked him up and traded him to Regina for a bag of pucks. Bobby Strum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
your favorite, Kevin.
I wish I remember that era.
You don't, though.
I don't remember that era. I was too young.
But then how was Dale your favorite Pat?
I remember that part. I remember
Okay.
him being exciting to watch on the ice. I remember that.
Or was it Garth Murray?
Frank Kovacs, actually.
Oh, but Garth Murray was up there?
Oh, yeah. Garth's awesome.
Yeah.
I got to know Garth.
And Dale?
I got to know Dale those last few years, and I'm glad he's back with the Pats where he's supposed to be, where he belongs.
Oh.
You bet. And
Very
now
nice.
his boy's here, and hopefully the boy can step up. And
Can we unretire Dale's number 16 so he can wear it?
but there's another 16 too. There's a Cylinder too.
That's
been
true.
retired
So we
twice.
can't do it. Never mind.
It's been
Three
retired
times.
That was
Put it
just
up
a
in the
joke.
rafters 3 times.
Is it actually?
No, I say
twice.
It's twice already. So
Yeah, Cylinder
what's another
too.
time?
Drew wouldn't like that.
I'm fine with anything because there's going to come a point in many years
We're
after
not
all of
retiring
us are
numbers
gone
anymore,
where-
so.
Yeah.
I heard that before.
And then
Okay, the last time it
last
happened
one
was like a
from now.
decade ago.
No, it wasn't. How long has it been?
Yeah,
since,
Eberle.
no,
Jock Calendar.
Calendar was just a few years ago.
Just a handful of years ago. Just
15.
before you got here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Just before COVID,
Yeah,
right?
just
It
before
would've been-
COVID.
Because
I was
Braden
told.
Buziak was wearing it
Yeah.
during the
That's
season.
right.
Okay, if it
And
was in
then no one-
2015, then
No, it wasn't in 15. No, it was like 17. So, right?
No,
I don't know
Gabriel,
about that,
when
man.
they
And
got
that
Jesse
banner doesn't
Gabriel
look that
back.
new.
He's wearing 15, and then he had to switch to 61.
Well,
Who?
'cause Jesse
Jesse
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Well, he
Oh,
wore
really?
he wore 63 here the
He's
first
63 got traded, came back, and he
15.
was 15, and they switched him to 61.
time. Was it Gabe? Oh, I thought it was Buziak that was wearing.
I think it was Buziak that had it before.
Yeah, okay.
Had the 15, and then yeah.
Yeah. I remember Paddock was like, we've had too many numbers retired.
I was personally told by someone that used to work for the Pats, saying that there was no more retired numbers.
Cliff Mapes.
No, it wasn't Cliff. Cliff was gone
So-
by then. But this guy, he said, nope, no more retired numbers. 2 weeks later, retiring
Calendar.
a number. I was also told that there was going to be no high numbers. And then all of a sudden, number 77 pops in there. So, yeah.
You got to think 98 will be.
Yeah, I was
No,
just about to
no.
say, when's 98 going up, right? Like,
That'll happen.
That will
when,
happen,
you know,
like-
Chicago gets better and has some good years. And
I don't
Why?
think
It doesn't
even
matter. That
No.
doesn't matter.
No, it
That
doesn't.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
100%.
matter.
then it'll happen no matter what.
It's happening no matter what.
When?
Drew,
We'll see.
why?
Well, that's always been the thought, but no, it
It has to
doesn't
do with
matter.
what you did in the NHL?
No,
No.
it doesn't have to do, but because I guess if you look
I'm
at
not even going
Eberle,
to
it's-
No, can we not?
I'm not going to start
Like,
with
Durkash
I'm,
didn't even play in the NHL. Right?
I'm
That's true. Yeah.
I'm done talking about retiring numbers.
No, there
'Cause
should be a wall of honor.
There should
Forget
be
the
more,
numbers.
There should be more numbers retired.
Oh?
if you're retiring numbers,
No,
there should
but
be more.
there should
right?
be
There
there
should
should
be
be a it's like what the Winnipeg Jets do, the wall of honor type thing.
Yeah,
You don't retire the number.
you just honor the player.
You honor the player, so you
Yeah.
can have. Here is all the great And there's a lot of great
That's fair.
players.
You look at Montreal, how many numbers they got retired? Like a dozen or more?
Whatever.
Right?
That's
So-
fine.
At this point, you guys should just, like, Tristan Aremba walked in the other day and said, here's, I have all these cards of former Pats players. And he came and gave me an Al McInnes card. And he said he was a Pat.
Yeah.
Which technically he was, but not for a very long
Not long,
time.
2 games.
For 2 games. And then Bobby Strum was forced to send him back.
Yeah.
To Ontario.
To
yeah.
Ontario.
Tried to keep him here.
Right.
Hey, he
and,
tried.
and I said to Tristan Aremba, I was like, he only played like 2 games with the Pats.
2, that's his number. Put it up in the rafters.
Might as well retire him.
You
Might
want
as well
number 18
retire.
here.
Might as well
Did he?
retire.
Okay.
Okay, we might as well retire Larry Walker because he's an MLB or a baseball Hall of Famer.
But he didn't play.
I know he didn't play, but at this point we should just retire everyone.
No.
Larry
no.
Walker,
No.
Nigel Morgan,
No,
Dustin
Nigel Morgan,
Mulligan,
yeah,
No.
exactly.
all these guys that went and played in the MLB. We should put them.
No.
Here's our MLB retired number section over here.
Should retire John Paddocks
Yeah,
as well.
Here's our pro baseball player section.
fractions on the back of jerseys if we keep going down that road.
Enough.
They've already got football numbers, so why not just retire all 1 through 20, and then they can just go all the high numbers?
Why you want
basically
guys
what-
wearing like
yeah.
82?
Well, what's everybody wearing now? 49 and 57 and 37 and
70.
72.
70 for a goalie. Boo earns.
So you love that Schultz is wearing 19 and Pugh wears 13.
Oh, I love it.
Low numbers. You didn't like
I love
Bedsy
it.
wearing 98, eh?
Whatever. Like some are fine, but I love.
And
the low
Suze the
numbers.
Left wearing 91. That was a problem.
Whatever.
Howe wearing 43.
Well, there's been lots of 40s lately, so
That's the new
44 has been common for the longest time.
Hey,
Yeah.
Matt already changed his number from 25 to 21.
I noticed that.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
yeah. What's the highest number a defenseman has wore?
55, I think.
Oh, right now,
Yeah,
McNutt.
yeah. There's been a few 55s.
So 55s, 44s on D. Like it's been a kind of a
49. Winnick wore 49.
Yeah, he did. And that's what Dace Durkatch will wear.
Is he? Winnick was the last interview right before COVID. It was the last interview. At the end of the interview, I was like, I don't know if we're supposed to shake hands anymore or ever. We just gave each other a fist bump and that was it. Shut her down.
Don't remind me.
What a time.
Yeah.
Don't remind me about those days.
Anyways, I think we're kind of rambling here. Should kind of move on. Thanks again for you guys for showing up and doing this. Appreciate your time and yeah, it's gonna hopefully you two have a great season in the booth and yeah, hopefully we got some.
Hopefully Drew has more time to focus on the Pats now that he's not doing the digital media stuff anymore. He's got-
career change in the off season for
Yeah.
me. So I'm still in
Gotta-
the learning curve. So hopefully things get a little easier as time goes on. And
Got a 9 to 5, right? So
yeah, I told Dante I wanted to come out to Moose Jaw and Swift and Saskatoon. So now I've got to hold myself to it. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
yeah, maybe Kevin and I will have to come out with a couple too.
But yeah,
I
looking
need
forward
to get out of
yeah.
the city once in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a road game since before COVID.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think
I don't think I've been to a road game.
We're in Moose Jaw on my birthday, November 8th. So why don't we all go for my birthday?
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well,
plan.
with that, thanks for tuning in. If you lasted this long to the show and our rambling and our rants and stuff. So thanks again, guys, and have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
See you at the rink.